All right, today we're diving deep into Kundalini Yoga. This is an ancient, powerful system with one really bold goal: to completely transform our consciousness from the inside out. Let's get into it.
Think about that for a second. What if there's this incredible, untapped potential just sitting there inside you? For the people who practice Kundalini Yoga, this isn't just some cool philosophical idea. It's a tangible reality, and we're going to explore exactly what that means.
So, what is this mysterious energy anyway? To really get it, we need to go right to the heart of the practice and talk about this force they call Kundalini. The ancient yogic texts give us this amazing image, a powerful spiritual energy called Kundalini, just lying dormant at the base of your spine. And they describe it as being coiled, just like a serpent, waiting. The whole point of this yoga is to wake that serpent up and guide it on a journey that leads to profound spiritual freedom, a state known as moksha.
And this is where Kundalini Yoga really stands apart from other paths you might have heard of. Things like Karma Yoga, which is all about selfless action, or Bhakti Yoga, which is about devotion. Kundalini is, it's a much more direct, hands-on approach. It's a psychophysiological discipline. It works directly with the nuts and bolts of our being, our body, our breath, our mind, to create a permanent shift in consciousness.
Now, this is not some new wellness trend that just popped up. Not at all. Kundalini Yoga has this incredibly rich and complex history that goes back thousands of years. So let's trace where this powerful system actually came from.
The practice we see today is really the result of centuries of development. It started way back in the ancient Vedas with these symbolic mentions of an inner fire. Later on, the Tantric traditions really fleshed it out, seeing the human body as a mini-universe. That knowledge got even more refined in the classic Hatha Yoga texts, and it really wasn't until the 20th century that Kundalini Yoga started to become well-known in the West.
So how do you even begin a journey like this? It sounds pretty intense. Well, Kundalini Yoga gives you a very specific and systematic toolkit to get your body and mind ready for the transformative process that's ahead. And this is a really carefully designed sequence. Each step builds on the one before it. So first, you purify the energy channels to clear out any blockages. Then you use your breath to direct the energy. Posture gives you a stable base for all this to happen. Then you use these energetic locks, called bandhas, to make sure the energy doesn't just scatter, you channel it upwards. And finally, mantra and meditation help you stabilize and integrate this whole powerful experience. Okay, so once the body and mind are prepped, the real journey can finally begin. This is the absolute heart of Kundalini Yoga, a conscious, deliberate climb of energy right up the spinal column. And this journey isn't just a straight shot to the top. It's marked by 7 key milestones, or you could call them psychoenergetic centers. These are the famous chakras. And each one represents a totally different level of consciousness, a different piece of who we are. The journey starts at the very base of the spine, with the chakras that deal with the most fundamental parts of being human. Muladhara, the root, is all about our connection to the earth, our sense of stability and survival. Move up a bit and you hit Swadhisthana, which is the wellspring of our emotions and creativity. And then there's Manipura, at the navel, which is the seat of our willpower, that fire in our belly that makes us get things done. Now, as that energy keeps moving up, it starts to unlock higher states of awareness. Anahat, the heart chakra, is where we find love and compassion, our ability to connect with others. At the throat, we have Vishuddha, our center for expression and the courage to speak our truth. And then there's the legendary Ajna, the third eye, which is the seat of our intuition, that gut feeling, that flash of insight that sees beyond the surface. But, and this is a big but, this journey is not a walk in the park. The ancient texts are very clear that there are 3 major challenges, 3 really deep-seated psychic roadblocks that everyone has to face and overcome. These roadblocks are called the granthis, which literally translates to knots, and that's a perfect description. They're these powerful, subconscious blockages that keep us tied to our old, limited patterns. And if you want to reach the ultimate goal, you absolutely have to untie these knots. So let's break them down. The first knot, the Brahma Granthi, is down at the root. This is our attachment to the physical world, to our bodies, to just basic survival. The second, the Vishnu Granthi, is at the heart. This is our bondage to our emotions, our personal attachments, our desires. And the last and most difficult knot, the Rudra Granthi, is at the third eye.
This is our deep attachment to our own ego, to the idea of a separate individual self, our very sense of me.
Okay, and this is where it all clicks into place. This is where this ancient map becomes incredibly relevant to our modern lives. Take a look. The Muladhara chakra is about security. When it's blocked or imbalanced, what do we feel? Fear, insecurity. But when it's transformed, we feel stable, grounded. And you can see this pattern all the way up. The heart's attachment and grief can transform into a universal, unconditional love. It's a direct link between the esoteric and the psychological.
So after this incredible, difficult journey, climbing the spine, working through the chakras, untying these huge psychic knots, what's at the top? What is the ultimate destination of this whole inner quest?
The journey finds its peak at the seventh and final center, the Sahasrara. It's often called the thousand-petaled lotus at the very crown of the head. And this isn't so much a place as it is a state of pure, unfiltered, boundless consciousness.
So what happens here is that the awakened energy, that divine power called Shakti, finally reaches the crown, and there it merges with pure consciousness, a principle known as Shiva. This union triggers a massive shift in awareness. It's a state of non-duality where the illusion of you being a separate self just dissolves. You realize that you and the entire cosmos are one and the same. And that is the ultimate goal, moksha, total liberation.
This quote really just says it all, doesn't it? It perfectly sums up the worldview of Kundalini Yoga. The body isn't some limitation you have to escape from. No, it's a perfect miniature replica of the entire universe, a sacred vessel that holds all the forces and potentials of creation itself.
So this ancient map of inner transformation really leaves us with a pretty profound question. In our world, where we're so focused on exploring outer space, what if the greatest journey, the true final frontier, isn't out there at all? What if it's the one that leads inward, into the vast, mysterious landscape of our own consciousness?